Sorry about that, folks. I got a blue screen. Wow. You know, that's funny. I was doing a flight a couple of nights ago and I got a random blue screen. I don't know what the hell that's about. Ouch. Really sorry about that. Well, we were pretty much looking at the the night lighting before that happened. Whoa. That was pretty tough. Yeah, I know this thing is blowing out a lot of hot air right now. Hotter than usual. You know, I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I don't know if the system is overheating or not. But that's something I definitely need to look into. And Eric is saying Alaska Airlines is going to be starting flights down to Liberia pretty soon. So that should be very interesting as well. I wonder where they would fly there from. Would that be from like LAX or, I mean, Seattle to Liberia nonstop on a 737? That's a stretch. Eric's asking, why am I doing 2.4 when 2.5 is available? That's because V2.5 is a full installer. So you have to uninstall 2.4 and reinstall 2.5. And the fixes that came with 2.5 weren't significant enough for me to have to go in and reinstall everything from scratch, which can take weeks. So I've decided I'm going to wait until a more significant version comes out before I do a reinstall. So we'll see what 2.6 does. I don't think I'm going to do the prepared upgrades with every update they do. I might do it every 2 updates and just skip an update along the way, because reinstalling everything is just a real pain. And obviously when I'm busy reinstalling things, I'm without a simulator. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. There we are. All right, let's just grab whatever helicopter comes first. So that pretty much covers the stream. We were looking at the night lighting, which we're going to try to cover that one more time. Take a look at that night lighting. Besides that, let's just go ahead and take a look at the price really quickly for the quality. So today we did do Magdeburg as well, and you notice that's $15.95. That's in euros. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the price really quickly for the quality. I don't know if there's a way to put that in US dollars, but let's take a look at. Today we did do Magdeburg as well, and you notice that's $15.95. That's in euros. Okay. Here's Liberia. So 20 euros. What is that in US dollars? They don't have. Oh, here we go. Currency. Dollar. Awesome. So 22 bucks. 22 bucks. That is excellent for 22 bucks. Absolutely. You're getting a lot for 22 bucks there. This is like some music from Inception or something going on here. $22, not bad at all. Let's go back and check out the night lighting one more time. I have to make sure that we take a look at the custom night lighting because I know that's a big deal for a lot of people. Okay. So just going to take a quick look at the runway lighting. Oh, here's something I actually didn't notice before. As a matter of fact, probably going to crash my helicopter here for a second. There's actually something over here that I actually did not even notice before. If I can get a hold of this helicopter here. This is actually one of the helicopters that's not my best in terms of flying skills here, but I'm going to try to get a hold of this thing here. There's actually a part of the scenery that I did not notice before. Really loving these billboards. Check that out. That's a nice static aircraft there. There's a little hangar sitting back here. Very nice. That's interesting how they parked that aircraft out there facing the road. Alright, let's go back and look at these custom night lighting one more time here. So some nice custom night lights here along the taxiways. And let's take a look at the runway lights. It's a little dark, I can barely see, but let's see if we can work our way over and look at the runway lights here. I don't see any lead and approach lights, but let's see. Sometimes they don't come into view until you're right over them, or at least right in the approach. It doesn't look like there's any lead-in lights. And there's no runway center lights either. So the runway lighting is not that bright. I guess that's how it is at the real airport. Not having lead-in lights. I don't know what the instrument rating is for this airport. It's a very good question. Yep, sorry about that. I got a blue screen of death for some reason, and I was just near the end, and boom. And I hate that this thing will get broken up into two different videos. I hate when that happens, but nevertheless. What are these like little extra sight lights I'm looking at here? This is interesting. Hang on. This helicopter is just not my best. It's like I'm seeing two lights next to each other, huh? Like, what's this? There's like a little light flashing on the side here. right there. That's weird. It's like, okay, so you have a light here, and then there's a light that's kind of floating over here. So, sort of in summary, quality of the airport, beyond good. There are some bugs, though. There are some random bugs that I did come across that are definitely worth noting. The ground textures, A+. Beautiful ground textures. Not the autogen, but the vegetation, very, very nice. And again, one of the bugs that we did find here is this shopping center here is a little bit elevated. The Control J does work on the jetways. However, there is an issue with the jet bridge. It extends, but then it like breaks in half. So that's a little bit weird. A couple of seams in the terminal that we saw earlier where you can see all the way through to the other side. Not a big deal, and it's not something you notice unless you were looking for it like me. The quality of the textures, the texture baking, the internal modeling. These guys, in my opinion, the quality is above Flight Tampa. I mean, not Flight Tampa, I'm sorry, FS Dream Team. These guys have surpassed FS Dream Team, for sure. You know, maybe some of you might think that's kind of a bold statement, but yeah, I definitely think these guys have surpassed FS Dream Team in their quality. Absolutely. And these guys are just a couple of notches away from Flight Tampa, only because of the slight things that I've pointed out, which is really just needs an update to fix a couple of the little issues. But the quality is amazing here, and I love the attention to detail. So again, if you haven't given DreamFlight a chance, it's time you've given them a shot. As some of the other people have pointed out in the stream, most of the airlines that are serving this airport are American-based airlines. So, and someone wrote that Alaska's coming down here soon. So I mean, yeah, if you enjoy like flying your NGX, you're good to go. You can see here, I see the biggest plane I see down here is, what is that? Here, let's pause this. This helicopter's getting on my nerves. The biggest aircraft I see is 767 on the ground there. So I don't see 777 down there anywhere. So I don't know if this is a 777 friendly airport. Let me try some of the other gates nearer to the actual terminal itself really quickly here. I actually hate the flight dynamics of this helicopter. I never fly it. Let's see. Is there a 777 down there? No, I just see 767. So I don't know if, I mean, I imagine a 777 might fit on these gates. I'm not sure. I think the wingspan might be a little big. But yeah, it looks like the biggest is a 767 that you can fly down here. Besides that, your NGX be a perfect companion. Fly down here from like Houston or LAX or something like that. But again, terrific stuff. For the quality, the airport is extremely, extremely reasonably priced. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. And I think it's a fun destination. And keep in mind, this airport is by no means isolated. Tropical Sim and who else? Tropical Sim, Latin VFR, Taxi to Gate, and there's another guy who does some really high quality stuff in what's that country? Darn, starts with an E. I can see it in my head, but I can't seem to get it to the top of my head here. One of the highest elevated airports in South America. I can't think of the name of it. Ecuador. He does Ecuador stuff. But anyway, I mean, you literally have like 2 handfuls of airports that are within reasonable flying time. And then, of course, there's taxi to gates of Mexico City, which is a large airport. And then, of course, you can fly out to the Caribbean from here. This is, after all, Costa Rica. So, I mean, there are a lot of places you can fly in and out of here from that are within an hour to an hour and a half flight away. So, definitely worthwhile. You have Caracas, obviously, El Salvador, you know, so there's a lot of different places you can fly to from here. But the quality here is just, it's blowing me away, and these guys are getting better and better with each release. I can tell you this about the developer: they are getting into bigger airports. I'm not going to tell you what they're working on, but you can expect them to get into some bigger stuff. So you can kind of see they started off with the Perpignan, and then they did the Puerto Plata, which was a step bigger, and now, of course, Liberia here, which is even larger, and their next airport's going to be even bigger. And I know some of you might be thinking, yeah, but I don't fly to Central America, so this doesn't really appeal to me. Well, they are going to be developing airports in areas that do appeal to you. So just give them some time. They have a lot of projects. They've revealed the list to me of some of the things that they're working on, and all I got to say is you guys are going to be incredibly blown away by what DreamFlight is cooking up. So obviously stick with AirDailyX. We have a very close relationship with these developers, and as they give us stuff to leak, we'll be leaking it. In fact, we will be leaking some stuff over the next month or so, so you really want to look forward to that in terms of what these guys are working on. I think basically what the lead developer said is I think they're going to send us pictures of different parts of different airports for me to post up, and then you guys can go in and have your guessing game of what airports these are. So they're really having a lot of fun with the community. They are putting a lot of effort, a lot of time and detail in their sceneries, and I mean, it's paying off tremendously. They are doing a fantastic job. So definitely support these guys. They could use your support. Go out, buy it, enjoy it. Obviously, there are some bugs, which I pointed out. Make sure you go back and watch the stream. If you've just joined the live stream, make sure you go back and watch it on YouTube so you can see where the bugs are that I have pointed out. This does have Control J. So yay, you can enjoy having a jet bridges, animated jet bridges here. So yeah, this airport has a lot to offer. Definitely on a quality scale. Like I said, in my opinion, they have surpassed FS Stream Team, and they're right up there with Fly Tampa. They really are, and they're right up there with Flight Beam too. I mean, they are right up there with those guys. So as these guys continue to improve their techniques, you can definitely expect a lot more coming from them in the near future. So DreamFlight, give it a shot. It's only about $23 to get this high quality airport, and comes highly recommended on behalf of AirDailyX. I'm going to take one quick look and see some comments before I sign off. Pratt says NVIDIA's latest driver works better with P3D. Very good. Let's see. And the Smashmaster goes, wow, what airport is that? So again, this is from DreamFlight. And I know some of you missed my other stream. I did 2 streams today. This is my second stream today. I also did a stream of Magdeburg from 29 Palms and Captain Sevens. And you guys, that'll be posted on the news page today at airdailyx.net. Let me go ahead and pull up the website here. Hang on. Oh, I'm already on the desktop. There you go. Let's see. Sometimes I forget what the URLs are of these websites, so I'll just click on the ad. There we go. Let me go ahead and pull up the website here. Hang on. Let's see here. So let's see. We'll go back one more time and look at the currency. Currency's in US dollars. There we go. We click on sceneries here. So Magdeburg, I did that earlier today. It's $17. Same thing with 29 Palms, and I do have a video of this one up as well with the a very nice interview with the developer. $17. DreamFlight Studios Liberia International X in Costa Rica, $22.75. I mean, that's very reasonably priced for what you're getting. Very, very reasonably priced for what you're getting. So definitely reach out to this team and tell them how good of a job that they're doing. They do have a Facebook page. and support them. Go out, buy it, because obviously the more you spend, the more money they'll have to go out and do bigger things, and of course start reaching out to what some of your favorite airports are. And like I said, they are getting into mega airports now. I think they've locked down the quality, and that's what I respect about what these guys are doing. Is they're starting off small. They don't want to get too big too fast. They want to make sure that their quality is good before they just go straight up and start, releasing mega airports. A lot of developers make the mistake of doing that. They go screaming right out of the gate, trying to do the impossible, and they fail. And what these guys are trying to do is they want to start off small. They want to give you quality. They want to show you what they're capable of. They want to learn what they're capable of as they go along. And then once they get to where they want to be, then they get bigger, and then they go bigger. And so I can tell you that you can definitely expect to have mega airports coming from this team in the very near future. In fact, their first mega airport might be this year. I think they're aiming for the first one towards the end of this year. So you guys are gonna love it, trust me. So put whatever you guys write down in your books in terms of developers that you follow. These guys definitely deserve a spot in that. Very well done. Andre says, let me see here. I'm gonna crash this helicopter again because I am just not very good at flying this thing. I'm just gonna stump this thing on the ground. Boom. Ah! I do not like this helicopter. Andre says, I think you jumped to conclusions regarding the jetways too soon. The F-27 is not made to use with jet bridges, and the front door usually for cargo and not packs, and you parked right in the middle of the spot near the terminal. Well, Andre, let's go ahead and change aircraft, because I think it doesn't matter which aircraft you use. I mean, what's the difference between using a Fokker F-27 and an Avroliner? What's the difference if pulling up using a jet bridge with them, or a CRJ? The front door is going to be pretty much in the same spot, regardless of the aircraft. But let's change the aircraft really quickly. We'll go with something typical like the Aerosoft Airbus. But it looked like the jet bridge was just stretching itself out, a little bit too far. But let's see here. Okay. Let's see if I can just turn this thing around and put it on the gate here real quickly. The baby bus here. Is this even the right spot? No, I think I'm supposed to be further back, aren't I? Yeah, I don't think I'm even supposed to be this far. Yeah, that's too far. Let me just slew back here a little bit. I don't know where I don't see A321, 737. It says A320 and A321, so A319 is probably right here in the middle, or A318. Alright, so I don't think I jumped the gun, and I don't think the airplane is parked too far outside the region. I mean, it really doesn't matter. If you have a parking spot that's this far back where the engines are, then the jet bridge still needs to be able to stretch out to that. So I don't think I jumped the gun. There is an issue with the jet bridges, and the fact that the jet bridge does disappear when you change your eye point. See that? So there's a couple of bugs, and I'm sure these guys are really responsive, so I'm sure they'll investigate this and look into it and get an update fairly quickly. So I'm not very much concerned about that, but yeah. And I think that A320 is where it should be, or that little A318. So I think it's just a bug. And like I said, what I'm experiencing now, probably no one has experienced, or they have not experienced at all in any of the tests that they ran. Sometimes you never know what issues that are going to arise until it gets released, and that's just the truth in many cases. So in this particular case, it extended a little bit far, but no worries. I'm sure that's something that'll be fixed. So nevertheless, check out DreamFlight Liberia, again available for sale at the 29 Palms web shop for $22.75. Give them a shot. I'm signing out. Thanks for everyone for watching another live stream, and I'll be back with more very, very soon. And stay tuned for exclusives from Taxi to Gate Seattle coming up next, guys, on AirDailyX.net. Take care. I'm logging out. Peace.